different body types will exhibit different types of hair. So hair health with Ayurveda, hair in Ayurveda, in Sanskrit, it's called Kesha. And Saundarya means beauty, right? So there is beauty within us, and obviously there is external beauty, which is what we all spend a lot of time as well, taking care of the external beauty. And then there is the internal beauty, give us everlasting beauty. The inner beauty is basically, we're talking about our values, kindness, compassion, generosity, joy, happiness, sharing, caring, etc. That is guna, or the inner qualities that we nurture and nourish, right? That just makes one glow with beauty and with vibrancy. And then we talk about the outer form, which no doubt we have to take care of, because there's so many microorganisms and there's dust and pollution and everything. So we need to take care of this outer form, be it the skin or the hair. So that is the rupam, or the form that we take care of. And these two together will allow us to age gracefully. You see some people in their 70s and you say, wow, I wonder what they've been doing, right? It's the inner qualities and the outer skin care that they have been, or the hair care that they've been doing, that gives them that everlasting grace, elegance, and beauty. And the 5 elements I've mentioned, air, space, fire, water, and earth, they give rise to 3 different fundamental principles, which we call as the principle of movement. So what do you notice about someone? When we see someone, obviously you look at them and say, wow, oh, curly hair, wow, lovely curly hair. Or straight, fine hair, wow, straight, fine hair. And if you look at horses, the beautiful mane that horses have. So we all want hair like a horse, right? That shiny, glossy, beautiful hair. In Ayurveda, we say that health of our hair is directly connected to the quality of our bones, our bone health. So if you notice that as women go through perimenopause and menopause, that's when the decline in hair health starts to happen. And so that's when also our bone health starts to decrease. So Ayurveda's emphasis is on prevention and maintenance of health, right? So remember that good bone health means good hair quality as well. Obesity affects metabolism and therefore hair health. So we want to make sure that this metabolic pathway is functioning smooth. So it begins with good diet, good sleep, and good habits and control over our sense organs, which means the gadgets that we use, etc. Yeah? So hair is made up of a protein. It is 97% protein called keratin. And the color comes from the pigment called melanin. About 50 to 70 hair fall each day. And we say that hair grows about ½ inch per month. But the lesser we put on our skin and body, the better it is, right? In fact, for skin, we say if you can eat it, put it on your skin. So remember that everything else is dead, only the life is inside. So that's why scalp nourishment is key. How to take care of this landscape, real estate on our head, right? Our hair, yeah. There are 3 phases of hair growth, and this is especially for those people who are worried about hair that suddenly fell off. You feel like suddenly you lost a lot of hair. I know we get worried about that, but I want to say that there are 3 phases of hair growth. There is the anagen phase, there is the catagen phase, and then there is the telogen phase. Yeah, the anagen phase is the active hair growth phase. And it is the longest phase and lasts about 2 to 6 years. And in this phase, the hair grows about ½ inch per month. This means that the hair follicle is active in its growth phase, and each follicle has its own growth phase. So then we go into the catagen phase, which is the shedding phase. So when a hair has grown fully to what it needs to grow, then it detaches from the bulb. Yeah, when it detaches from the bulb, we call this also club hair. That means it's ready to shed, it's ready to come off. So many times when you notice that there is an anagen cycle, they're all going through the similar cycle, and suddenly there is shedding, it just may be that you're going through a catagen phase, right, where that hair sheds and it falls off. So this detaches from the bulb, and it's a dormant period of only 2 to 3 weeks. Then is the telogen phase, which is the resting phase. Just like our bodies need to rest and repair and rejuvenate with good night's sleep overnight, similarly our hair also needs to rest before it can again grow itself through an active anagen cycle. So that phase of resting is called the telogen phase, and it may last from 2 to 3 months, okay? Just so that it can prepare, and as long as there is life in a hair follicle, you will get new hair. Hair growth decreases with age, both rate and density, general state of well-being, wellness, environment, pollutants or stressors, lifestyle. What time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up? When are your meals? Do you have a regular rhythm and pattern? Do you follow circadian rhythms of the sun and the moon, right? Going to sleep with the moon and waking up with the sun and eating at regular times. So all this is what Ayurveda gives a lot of emphasis to: prevention and maintenance of health. Nutrition, I'm going to share about foods that are good for our hair health. Exercising, right? So that we sweat, and when we sweat, we release all the toxins from our body. Otherwise, the hair also can get clogged with all the sebum, and that can cause issues. Metabolic disorders, diabetes, cholesterol, obesity, they can all affect our hair health. Hormones, decline in estrogen, like I mentioned. Menopause, which is not a disease, it's a natural transition for a woman into the graceful, elegant phase of life, right? In Ayurveda, we call it the Vata phase of life, which means they're more air and space dominant. When you get creaking, cracking bones and dryness and constipation and aches and pains and spasms. So, but how we protect our body earlier on, we can have an easy 60s and 70s and 80s, okay? Medication can affect our hair and growth cycle abnormalities, and most definitely the state of mind. What is the function of our hair? Is protection, insulation from all the heat and the pollutants, microorganisms, viruses, everything that's around, and heat retention. Also dissipation, heat rises to the top, right? Which is why I also say that one of the reasons for early graying and early hair fall is when there's too much heat in the body. Yeah, and there's a lot of fire in the body, and that fire is not pacified, then that heat rises up to the top, but it can't but burn up our hair. So early graying and early hair fall is because of too much heat, or what we call the fire element or pitta in our system. Sensory perception, this is where all our cranial nerves are. And if you see our eyes, nose, mouth, ears, everything is situated in this cranial cavity, right? And hair is also here. So this is a very important region in our body. So we need to take care. And obviously beautification, we can have an innumerable number of styles. You can braid your hair, leave your hair open, tie it in a bun, have curls, a lot of things we can do. And if you have little girls, you enjoy dressing them up, right, with different types of hairstyles. So coming to Ayurvedic hair types, if you're the air and space dominant body type, you may be very lean, very skinny, very thin. So hair also will manifest similarly. You might have very thin hair, bit coarse, straight or wavy curly, very frizzy, difficult to tame, and a bit unruly. Because of the natural dryness in air, air has the quality of being dry, rough, cold, subtle and mobile. So because of that, this person is also prone to dryness and prone to split ends and lack of luster in their hair. Now we talk about Pitta type, which means the fire dominant person. Someone who is moderate build, has some amount of oiliness in their skin, in their hair health, will have straight hair, soft hair, moderate thickness, very fine, can be wavy, slightly oily. Yeah. These people are prone to early graying and balding. Remember, I mentioned that if there's too much fire in the body or in the mind as well, a lot of anger, criticism, judgments, opinions, then also the heat can kill our hair. So it can burn up and create that balding and alopecia, which is patchy hair loss or graying as well. Now, the third type, this Kapha body type, who are abundant in water and earth elements in their body, they are also lucky and blessed to have luscious, plentiful, thick, wavy, full, strong hair. Even if you try to pull out their hair, it may not come out. Yeah. So each hair strand will be very thick and nice, and they'll have plentiful. Even their eyebrows will be plentiful. So this person is blessed naturally by nature, right? most important things Ayurveda talks about for hair care is to oil your hair regularly. Never wash your hair every day. Shiro means head and Abhyanga means oiling. So whenever you're washing your hair, make sure that you're going to oil your hair and you're going to leave it on for some time and then wash it. Eat diet, good organic, fresh, lots of vegetables, lot of fruits, and nourish with herbal decoctions. Allow your hair to dry naturally. This is a big one. Not to use blow dryers, not to use those steaming irons, and full body oiling, because that also takes care of our senses, sense organs. Okay, so please try to dry your hair naturally and trim regularly. Every 6 to 8 months, you can trim 1 inch, couple of inches, and use your fingers to detangle. But whatever type of hair we have, we can protect that quality and maintain that, okay, through Ayurvedic practices.